Welcome to Asher's Bills, Episode 3. Housing Overlords Must End Stockpiling, or H.O.M.E.S. If you're under the age of 30, 35, 40, you get it. Housing is unaffordable and outrageous. If you're above that, maybe not. Maybe you like the idea that now the house that you bought for firm handshake and 12 oranges is now worth $400,000. It's outrageous. People realize that houses were great investment vehicles, and then everyone and their mom wanted to go out and become a landlord. They did that, and now we're in the situation that we're in right now. BlackRock and Vanguard buying up a lot of the homes is a problem. That doesn't change the fact that they're also only responsible for like 6% of the housing sales in the past couple of years. They're buying up the houses, but it's also a lot of these small-time investors. If you own a house in the U.S., congratulations. Nice job. If you own 2 houses, holy cow, double congratulations. You really made it. A vacation home? That sounds sweet. A second home? Rad. If you own 3 houses in the U.S., it's time to start paying up. Plain and simple. You own a lot. All of the poors, people under 30 that don't own homes, are kind of on track to never be able to afford anything. Do you have a middle schooler right now, a high schooler? What do you expect them to do? Live with you until they're 45? Live with you until they're 30? That's what's happening now. I know plenty of couples that have lived in one of their parents' basements for 5 years to save up for a down payment on a house, and it's just gotten worse. My house, purchased in 2019. I can never really move out of this place. I mean, I know what you're saying. Hey, Asher, aren't you glad you bought a home? Yes, absolutely. I am very thankful that I own my home. Well, have a mortgage for my home. But let's talk about the fact that it's doubled in value over a very short period of time. That's outrageous. If I want to go up to the next houses that were in me and my wife's target, that were $300,000, $400,000. Now the homes are $600,000, $800,000. Way out of our price range. We can't do that. That's nuts. It's insanity. Our house, now, $300,000 for our house? That's outrageous. That's insanity. Nothing is being done to address the fact that houses are a relatively fixed unit. There's only so many houses out there. And corporations and small-time investors have seized on that and started saying, well, we're just going to charge crazy high amounts of rent. There is a number of apartment complexes that have been empty for 2+ years. That they're better off just leaving it empty than they are filling it and lowering their prices. That's been going on for a long time. Look how many Airbnbs you have popping up everywhere. Airbnbs are not where families can live. A family can't live in an Airbnb. And yet, our government did nothing to work on that. Do you think that Donald Trump, a billionaire real estate investor, really wants to devalue the price of his properties by limiting how many that you can own before running into extravagant taxes? Do you think he wants the housing to be affordable when he's going to make a lot more money based on it being less affordable? You think the Democrats are going to do anything about it when they take high contributions from a BlackRock and a Vanguard that want to keep the prices as high as possible? Or they're individual investors, the large donors that own 30 homes, that own 20 homes. No, they don't want to touch any of this. They want the houses to be $1 billion each and to charge $1 million in rent so that they can just line their pockets. And they don't care about anyone younger than them. They don't care that we have a bunch of families that are not being able to be started because rent and housing is out of control. I know plenty of people that would like to have kids. I know my wife and I would like to have more kids. Not going to have it in this environment. families aren't being started. Elon Musk tweets every other day, why is the birth rate so low? Here's a birth rate graph. Well, yeah, Elon, we can't afford houses. New families aren't going to be started when you can't even have a nest. Now, I know that having steep luxury taxes on the third home and above are going to tank housing prices. And to that I say, great, that's perfect. Houses will be more affordable for the future generations. That's great. Am I going to take a hit in the equity on my home? Yeah, that's fine. My house is for living in. My house, I wasn't buying it to be my retirement plan. I wasn't planning on having my income heavily supplemented by having 13 rental properties. We have lost touch with basic needs in society that we just leave go unchecked. CPI is not, Consumer Price Index, CPI, is out of control. Not just in housing, it's everywhere, but housing especially is out of control. If you go to usagraphs.com, you can see a graph that has U.S. median household income relatively flat, despite there being, on average, more workers in the house right now, compared to the median household price that's just gone straight up. Like, it's just, boop. It's nuts. 2019 to now, houses have gone through the roof. It makes me frustrated, sad, and angry going out into society, talking with friends that I have in their early 20s, that I don't know, I don't have anything to tell them. Just, sorry, bud, should have been born earlier. Yeah, dude, maybe your parents should have bought you a house. I know people that are doing that have that now, that they're in their 50s, their 60s, and they were like, well, houses are getting unaffordable. We need to buy our kids' houses now. What are we talking about? Maybe it should be on your kid to buy their home. And maybe we should make it accessible for our future generations to even be able to buy those homes and not live in a rent hellscape that we're very quickly making for ourselves, because Republicans and Democrats have no incentive to go and fix this issue. Democrats don't do anything, and then the Republicans don't do anything, and they just keep going back and forth, not addressing these common sense issues, because they don't care. Their bosses, the corporations, PACs, super PACs, like the squeeze being as much as they can. They want us to be, if they could have us spending 90% of our income on housing, they would. They would in a heartbeat. They don't care. Housing overlords must end stockpiling. Straightforward, easy peasy. If you own more than 2 homes, you're paying a steep luxury tax. If you got a problem with that, you gotta maybe do some inward thinking. Oh, it also gets rid of corporations owning single-family homes and duplexes. Pretty simple. Simple stuff. Countries that are out there and functioning have a lot of controls on rents. Not all countries are having this insane rent problem. We can do it. Let's knock it out. Read the bill. If you're angry about it, take the quiz and then trash talk me in the comments to your friends. But right now, we need to do something about the housing unaffordability crisis, because we're going to have a bunch of angry 20-year-old, 25-year-old men that can't afford jobs, that also can't afford houses, and I don't want that. That sounds dangerous to me. We're almost at a national security issue with this next generation all being permanent basement-dwelling incel weirdos. And not even just the incel part, like just being not able to see a future for yourself and not having anyone doing anything about it. It just has me legitimately upset to my core. I have no solutions or answers to those younger people except put me in and I'll fight for you, because no one else is. I have a bill drafted. Read it. Check it out. ActionForCongress.com. HOMES Act. Thanks.